2016's Doom injected the demon-infested shooter with a high-energy modern soundtrack to match the frenetic gameplay. Metal Hellsinger, developed by Swedish game studio The Outsiders, iterates on this design and delivers the perfect unholy marriage of two genres in this rhythm shooter that features an incredible lineup of metal vocalists on the soundtrack. Set in Hell, the story has you playing as the Unknown, a demon scorned by the Red Judge, which leads you to blast and slash your way through 8 hells, killing the Judge's various aspects until you're face to face with the Devil. As a spoiler-free overview of the story, the Judge has stolen your voice, and the only way to get it back is to fight the 8 aspects, each within their own hell. As you progress, the plot explores your relationship to the Judge, as well as the world outside of the hells you're fighting through. The lore of those 8 hells is expanded slightly with the explanation of Sigil's relevance when you attempt your first torment, as well as in the Codex. While you're here, you can also check out information on each enemy type, including the 8 aspects. While a heavy metal hellscape and stylized storytelling narrated by the renowned Troy Baker make for an immersive experience, the gameplay is truly where Metal Hellsinger strikes a chord. Frenetic rhythm shooters might sound like a genre with a meaningful skill barrier, but with the 3 difficulties offered, the game really is for anyone. On Lamb, the easiest setting, you can make your way through with minimal rhythm or sweat it out on Beast, the hardest difficulty, where death is the end of your run, and timing your shots on beat is imperative to conquering your foes. To aid you in your efforts of blasting away every demon in your path, you can regenerate health in 2 ways. You can crack open these crystals scattered about levels, or perform a slaughter when an enemy goes into a weakened state. You'll get more health back for slaughtering more powerful demons. However, performing a slaughter does not increase your fury meter, which brings us to our next mechanic. Landing shots on beat in a row will increase your fury multiplier to values of 2, 4, 8, and 16. The multiplier increases both your score and damage output, though most importantly it makes the music sound a lot cooler. Not firing on beat will decrease your multiplier, which makes things quite a bit more difficult. To aid in your efforts of staying on beat, the UI features arrows on each side of your reticle that act as a metronome, as well as indicating when you can perform a quick reload. I will say that the metronome added a bit more screen clutter than I prefer, but there's an option to effectively turn it off, which is what I did after a few levels. So if you've got an ear for it, then you can do this without the UI element. Metal Hellsinger arms you with 6 weapons, 4 of which you'll wield at any given time. Each weapon in your arsenal has their fire and reload rates tied to the beat of the current level's song. The various weapons offer some player agency in how you can tackle each level, and all have thematic names with some bonus flair and light world building. Persephone, the shotgun, fires every other beat and has a chunky reload time if you don't hit the quick reload, while the Hounds, akimbo pistols, fire on every beat and offer high sustain damage if you can land shots consistently, as well as an ultimate which creates a stationary clone that attacks any enemy in line of sight. The crossbow, Vulcan, does substantial AoE damage on impact, and its ultimate will snare everyone to a single anchor point. While each weapon brings something unique to your arsenal, my personal favorite has to be the Hellcrows, the dual throwing knives that come with a wildly powerful ultimate called Crowstorm that envelops you in a tornado of crow knives, which quickly clears a room. Each level is well crafted and works to immerse you further into the story while creating engaging arenas to fight in. Red clay and ancient chambers are the norm throughout, but we do see some variety in biomes, such as snow, as well as in Akron, that introduces an industrial atmosphere. Overall, however, I do have to give Hellsinger a knock for how quickly it settles into a routine of clearing a handful of battle arena sections before tossing you at the almost exact boss model with minimal variation in the strategy you'll need to defeat them. If we see more from this world, either in a sequel or DLC, I do hope an effort is made towards more diverse biomes and enemies. At its core, Metal Hellsinger has a strong arcade design philosophy, which is where your replayability comes from. You'll unlock every weapon by the end of your first playthrough, but the inclusion of global leaderboards as well as 3 challenge modes for 7 of the 8 levels means that your entire first playthrough was really just practice. With every weapon at your disposal, you can dig into all the game has to offer beyond the 3 to 5 hour story. You can push your score and placement on the leaderboard for each level higher with the use of both sigils and boons. The latter you unlocked playing through the story. Boons are bonus effects, such as slower fury degradation. You gain these based on your current hit streak, further incentivizing the methodical rhythmic playstyle. Sigils are gained from torments, which you can attempt after completing the level they're on. Torments are specific challenge modes, and when completed, award a sigil that increases your efficiency at one aspect of the game. For example, Relic Thief requires you to kill a certain amount of demons before the timer expires, and the timer duration is increased with each kill. Completing the Relic Thief Torment awards you the boon Momentum Sigil, which greatly speeds up how quickly you gain hit streak boons. Metal Hellsinger is worth your time if you like fast-paced shooters with a dark setting, enjoy the formulaic design, and are happy with just enough narrative to keep you motivated, all bundled neatly inside a heavy metal rhythm game. And for that, it earns 4 Happy Surge Tankians out of 5.